On this episode of PunishUM Motorsports, Olena Heu will visit with high-tech coating and show you the powder coating process. Hawaii's Raceway closed in 2006, and Tracy will visit with Oahu's displaced racing community and see what these racers are up to today. And the project budget build begins. All this and more coming your way now.
Welcome to PunishUM Motorsports. It's been a while since we've been on the air and we've missed serving our motorsports community.
The only racing happening here on Oahu is right here, the Solo to SCCA at Aloha Stadium. What is the SCCA? Well, it's the Sports Car Club of America, and it's a community event powered by volunteers.
We are a big family out here, SCCA Ohana, and we come out about once or twice a month. Safety for everyone all around, absolutely. Not only for yourself, for others, for your car as well. We do not condone any type of illegal activity of, driving irresponsibly on the street. We're not just racers per se. We are defensive driving skill. A lot of the time you don't know how to react on the streets, and this is a safe venue where you can do that, and you can even bring your children now that we have a Formula Junior program for those who can't have their driver's license yet, and they can start out at a safe venue.
Now, people who either drive a Kia all the way up to a BMW can learn how to better drive their car, come participate in time trials, and learn how to handle their car, not just on a straight line.
We found a vehicle that was ready for the scrap heap. We're gonna go and take this car from the tires on up and upgrade it. We're dubbing this project the budget build. So when we come back from the break, we're gonna tackle project budget build right after these messages.
What reminds you of Vegas? Maybe the sun and sea. Even a phone call. Well, it's time to call Vacations Hawaii, our favorite connection to Vegas. It's always a win in Vegas when you're with Vacations Hawaii. Call 591-4777 or visit us online.
PunishUM Motorsports is being brought to you by Vacations Hawaii, your reliable and direct connection to Vegas. Tow for Show island-wide recovery for all your towing services. Contact Jensen at 306-9303. No tow is too big or too small. And by 808 Fab Works, the official builder of PunishUM Motorsports. From mild to wild, we build them all. Contact Shano at 864-5880.
Here we are on Project Budget Build. One of our key components is our upgraded suspension package. First, you need to make sure that your base is solid to start with. A lot of these older vehicles, the mounting components tend to wear out, kind of like this. That's not a good place to start your project. As soon as we started jacking up the front end, it became clear that this was going to become a long project. Just as suspected, the other side strut mount was broken as well. As always, safety first. The last thing you want is your car falling on you. Remove the wheels, and this is where the real work begins. These are the upgraded bushings for the lower control arms with some new hardware. A quick shot of penetrating oil always makes removal easier. Now remove the steering tie rod nut. No matter how tempting, never hit the threads, unless you want to replace that too. Instead, strike the steering knuckle. a few well-placed blows usually pops it off. Now remove the strut mounting hardware from the hub assembly. Again, an impact is helpful, but it can be done by hand. With the strut removed, you now have enough play to pop the axle out of the hub. And now it looks like we'll be swapping in new axles too. Who knows how long it's been like this. A sure way not to lose your hardware is to put them back in the mounts so you know where they are. The last step for removal of the hub assembly is the lower ball joint. Remove the hardware and, like the steering, give it a few hits. Now remove the sway bar end links. These can be a little tricky. Then comes the lower control arm hardware, front and rear. Then out it comes. Just like the upper strut mount bushings, these front bushings are wasted too. The rear was cracking, so it goes in the trash too, and gets replaced with polyurethane mounts. What's left of the front bushings can be knocked out with a hammer and punch. A quick cleanup with a die grinder and the new hardware slides right in. The new front bushings go in next. It's a tight fit, so it'll take a little effort. That and some white lithium grease, which will also keep you squeak free. Now start putting it all back together. All you gotta do is reverse the removal steps. I'm positive you can do it. I mean, you did take it apart. We replaced the factory style end links with this adjustable unit with Heim jointed ends for better response. We also opted for a strut brace to tie both strut towers together to stiffen up the chassis. Another addition were these eccentric bolts. They go into the upper strut mounting hole on the hub assembly. When turned, they add more camber angle.
Not only will the suspension perform a whole lot better, but transitioning from left to right will be much more precise, giving the driver a much better feedback on what the vehicle is doing. Since April 1st, 2006, Oahu has been without a racetrack. Thousands of racers and their expensive investments have been sitting idle. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk to some of these racers and show you what they've been up to.
What reminds you of Vegas? Maybe the sun and sea. Even a phone call. Well, it's time to call Vacations Hawaii, our favorite connection to Vegas. It's always a win in Vegas when you're with Vacations Hawaii. Call 591-4777 or visit us online.
PunishUM Motorsports is being brought to you by Vacations Hawaii, your reliable and direct connection to Vegas. Tow for Show island-wide recovery for all your towing services. Contact Jensen at 306-9303. No tow is too big or too small. And by 808 Fab Works, the official builder of PunishUM Motorsports. From mild to wild, we build them all. Contact Shano at 864-5880.
When Hawaii Raceway Park closed on April 1st, 2006, its closure began a major domino effect. Many motorsports-related businesses were affected and tax revenue were lost. On this segment, we're going to explore how the closure of Hawaii Raceway affected the racers themselves. The first purpose-built racetrack in Hawaii was built on Oahu. It opened on July 4th, 1964. Hawaii Raceway Park was of such importance to the racing scene nationally, NHRA founder and president Wally Parks flew to the grand opening, and Don the Snake Prudhomme brought his Nitro Dragster to christen the new facility.
Hawaii Raceway Park was the very first professional raceway for Hawaii. From what I understand, it's supposed to have been put on the historic list. So why did they get rid of it?
Racetrack, you know, is very important. And I don't know why we don't have it anymore, but I guess it's politics.
For 42 years, Hawaii Raceway Park was home to Oahu's very large racing community.
Drifting, motorcycle races, they had sports car races, dirt track races, all sorts of racing, including go-kart racing and junior dragsters. It accommodated for everything with wheels.
It is like a catalyst, you know, everybody, different race, creed, color, religious background, that all goes out the window because everybody's there for one common goal, to go racing.
Ever since horse and buggy, the human being was in a need for speed.
My dad's been there, my uncle's been there. Actually, my grandfather was one of the first persons to help put the track together. There's a lot of history for our family, and as well as other families that have been there for many, many years.
My dad started racing for a long time. He started in the 60s. He brought us up into racing. So we supported motorsports, and we have supported previous owners of the track by coming out every week. Regardless if there was 2 cars racing or 20 cars racing, we still came out every week.
Hawaii Raceway Park helped launch major racing careers for folks from Hawaii.
We have the Okuhara brothers, the highest echelon of drag racing. And where they start? HRP. So, you know, having a track gives us avenues to do that.
You go out there to race and you want to do good, but everybody there were like, you know, friends and a small group of family, you know. And whether you went out there on street nights or pro gas nights, you know, it was, you know, every Saturday night you were out there and you hang out with your friends and watched and you had fun.
How much has it meant having Todd Okuhara back with you, co-crew chiefing this car?
It means a lot. Me and Todd work really well together, and having him a little more to help me out means a lot to me. I couldn't do it without him ever.
And what was once fun has now turned into a major career at the World Championship level for both of the Okuhara brothers.
To be out there racing, that's kind of what got my foot in the door, I guess, and got hired in the mainland, and I wouldn't be where I am right now without Hawaii Raceway Park.
I know he was good, but not that. I didn't think he was that good, you know, to be in that level.
No, hold on.
There's a lot of good that comes to a racetrack, getting people off the streets, racing safely, learning how to race, being more involved. I think it's good for families to go out there and spend time together.
Every motorsport is family oriented. When Dad goes racing, everybody goes.
I was born at that track from a week old to the day I stand here. I've been there. It's sad to see it close.
It hurts to see that a lot of history is gone.
You know, it's like a punch in the chest, you know, because something that was so good for me and for sure got me to where I am today, and for it to close and kind of hurts other people's chances of doing what I'm doing.
There's a lot of talent out there that has no outlet to show what they can do so that they can move up.
For many, racing is in their blood.
When I moved over here from the Big Island back in, what was that, 89, and found out there's actually a real racetrack, couldn't get enough, was there every chance I got. It's a total high, that's 100% legal.
I really enjoyed cars, I really love cars. I just love it, it's the lifestyle for me. You know, it's just not something you do on the weekends, it's something you live for.
Racing is big business, even at the local level.
We love racing. If you go to my shop, we have 8 different race cars there. We spent about $50,000 just on this car alone.
My car, just a drift car. I would say all tied up, close to 50 grand. Sitting, collecting dust, stuff all over it, as you can see.
The faster cars could go anywhere up to $150,000 to $200,000. So it involves a lot of money. It's good for the economy.
Having the racetrack, we could go and test our vehicle in a safe environment. We can try all these new parts that we put on. You know, we spend money on it, why not, right? Try it out. And having fun doing it.
Everybody from, I know, doctors and lawyers, that was their place of zen, would be to go racing. And, you know, everybody's lost their outlet. So we need a place.
A place that even the Honolulu police use for training. And so, a word to our elected officials.
Just because you're not into it doesn't mean it's not worth giving the time or the money or even the consideration to. You know, a lot of the racers aren't into golf. How many golf courses do we have? There's a lot of golfers. But you know what? There's also an awful lot of racers.
It's a hobby. There's a lot of hobbies out there. Probably not just expensive, but being that we love racing so much, we do it.
What would happen if we took away one of your golf courses? People would complain, you know, but there's other places for the golfers to go. We have nowhere to go. We need something bad.
This is what we do. This is what my dad's been doing for a long time. He taught me how to race, how to build cars.
Because guess what? A guy got a fast bike, he's going to test it somewhere, he's going to take it on the freeway, and you know, if he crashed, you know, you don't want him crashing into your loved one.
The world of motorsports can become more than just a hobby.
Drag racing can be a very good career for a lot of people. Unfortunately for people in Hawaii, being a little further makes it a little harder, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. You know, it's just going to be a little harder for you to get into it.
Guys that want to advance and maybe make a career out of it have to go to the mainland to do it, because obviously there's nowhere here to do it.
It's sad. It's sad that it's like that.
Give us a place to race. Simple. That's what we want.
In next month's episode, we will show you how the closure of Hawaii Raceway Park affected many motorsports-related businesses that were forced to close or downsize. When we come back, we'll show you more Project Budget Build. But up next, Olena will take us out to high-tech coatings in Kapolei to show us how the powder coating process takes place.
What reminds you of Vegas? Maybe the sun and sea. Even a phone call. Well, it's time to call Vacations Hawaii, our favorite connection to Vegas. It's always a win in Vegas when you're with Vacations Hawaii. Call 591-4777 or visit us online.
PunishUM Motorsports is being brought to you by Vacations Hawaii, your reliable and direct connection to Vegas. Tow for Show island-wide recovery for all your towing services. Contact Jensen at 306-9303. No tow is too big or too small. And by 808 Fab Works, the official builder of PunishUM Motorsports. From mild to wild, we build them all. Contact Shano at 864-5880.
There are lots of ways to dress up and customize your ride. One of the most cost-effective ways is powder coating. Now you can do it to frames, rims, or even motor valve covers. Looking to spruce up your ride? Well, many will opt to add a little or a lot of color to the engine, wheels, and exhaust using powder coating.
That's a new thing nowadays. Powder coating, easier to take care. You can spray very clean, you can dump oil, whatever on top, and the parts will, you know, it won't come off like paint.
There's way more colors now, which what the people like instead of, you know, just straight white, black, blue. There's a lot of chameleons, there's hammer tone finishes, there's like candy colors, which people look for.
High Tech Coatings Inc. is located at 91-202 Kalaeloa Boulevard and specializes in powder coatings and sandblasting.
Been around pretty long. I've been with Bobby about 24, 25 years, and he's been 10 years prior to that.
Together, this team has more than 5 decades worth of experience, and they're still going strong.
We've seen other companies come and go, start off and think they can handle it, but then they end up folding up.
Specializing in car parts, including exhaust systems and rims, they do things a little differently.
We do ceramic coating, which is only done on the mainland, so I think we're only the one on the island that does it.
Powder coating is stronger than paint, so maintenance is a little less.
But why have someone else do this for you if you think you can do it yourself?
A lot of customers that we just do the sandblasting for them, and then they want to paint it themselves, but then down the line, they just start seeing it's not lasting. They're reassembling their car, and it's just chipping, and it's rusting before they can even finish putting it back together.
Having an experienced professional makes a difference. So what can you coat?
All alloys, metal, steel, stainless, aluminum. Pretty much the only thing we cannot do is like a man-made like pewter.
The process is supposed to take 5 to 10 working days, but Hi-Tech aims to have things finished ASAP, with their target goal of 5 days or less.
So it's a fast turnaround.
It all starts with sandblasting, masking, and preheating. Then not just 1, but 2 coats.
Our basic thing is a lot of refinishing.
And keeping the crew in business all these years is the good word of mouth.
When we go down, just something always pops up. Like comes really slow, and then we'll just start improving the shop, clean up, and then just one job will just boom, put us back up again. They'll say, oh, go to Hi-Tech. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, Ty's still there. They'll come by and say, oh, he referred me, and then, yeah, it's pretty good.
For more information, contact Ty at Hi-Tech Coatings and tell him PunishUM sent you. Now, when we come back from the break, Tracy's going to update us on his project budget build.
As we continue to work on the rear of the suspension, Shawano is now going to upgrade the trailing arm, which is going to help us to further tighten up the handling on Project Budget Build.
In the rear, we start by removing the sway bar end links. Sometimes they just won't come off and you gotta cut them off. Which isn't a problem, as we're replacing them with the same kind we put up front. Now remove the sway bar mounts. And out comes the sway bar. To strengthen the lateral links, first a template was made, then laid onto some steel and cut out. Then our master welder and fabricator, Sammy Ratoon, grinds it down to fit it tightly, cleans it up, tacks it, and welds it all up. Cuts a hole for the end link to go through, and there's the finished product. Reinstall the links, and don't forget to put the aligning offset washers back. We replaced the pencil thin sway bar in the rear with an aftermarket piece along with polyurethane bushings and the custom end links. We removed the trailing arms as they were also getting replaced. By these much beefier aftermarket pieces we found online. How's this for comparison? Not only is the new unit tubular, but also came with polyurethane bushings. And finishing out this round of mods, we put in a rear strut bar just like up front. I'll catch you all next time. Back to you, Tracy and Olena.
On next month's episode, we'll start tackling the brakes and what's under the hood, and we'll show the economic impact the closure of Hawaii Raceway had to the Hawaii motorsports industry, and how that loss of business also affected our state in the form of lost revenue from taxes.
What reminds you of Vegas? Maybe the sun and sea. even a phone call. Well, it's time to call Vacations Hawaii, our favorite connection to Vegas. It's always a win in Vegas when you're with Vacations Hawaii. Call 591-4777 or visit us online.
PunishUM Motorsports is being brought to you by Vacations Hawaii, your reliable and direct connection to Vegas. Tow for Show island-wide recovery for all your towing services. Contact Jensen at 306-9303. No tow is too big or too small. And by 808 Fab Works, the official builder of PunishUM Motorsports. From mild to wild, we build them all. Contact Shano at 864-5880.
This Don Schumacher Racing Okuhara Brothers update is being brought to you by Vacations Hawaii, your reliable and direct connection to Vegas. The 2015 NHRA season is underway. At the season opening Winter Nationals from Pomona, funny car pilot Jack Beckman failed to qualify. This is Fast Jack's first DNQ since 2012. Mechanical gremlins and rain eliminated a Q4 run to get into the field. The team headed straight to Phoenix for testing with some promising results. TJ's Make-A-Wish funny car raced his way into the quarterfinals. Ron Capps made it to the finals where he faced his teammate Hagen. The 2014 funny car champ had an explosion in qualifying but bounced right back with their backup body and went straight to the winner's circle. And the Okuhara boys, Massey-driven red fuel top fuel car, tied their record mile-per-hour mark of 332 and change. So the standings after Pomona look like this. In funny car, Fast Jack's 18th due to his DNQ. TJ's in 6th, Capps is in 2nd, and the 2014 champ Hagen sits atop the points. In top fuel, the Sarge is 9th due to his elimination in round 1. The Okuhara boys in Massey are in 3rd place, and the Ant is in 2nd. We'll have results from Phoenix and Gainesville next month as the points heat up heading into Las Vegas this April. This Don Schumacher Racing Okuhara Brothers update has been brought to you by Vacations Hawaii, the reliable and direct connection to Vegas. Stay tuned to find out how you can win this Vacations Hawaii Vegas trip package complete with DSR VIP hospitality passes and team tour later this year. For PunishUM Motorsports, I'm Tracy Arakaki.
Well, I had a great time here at the track. Thank you so much. And when the budget build is done, can I take a first spin?
You mean like drive? We'll see. You can strap in and hang on though. But from all of us here at PunishUM Motorsports, thanks for tuning in.
And remember to keep it off the streets and on a track and speed safely.
PunishUM Motorsports is being brought to you by Vacations Hawaii, your reliable and direct connection to Vegas. Tow for Show island-wide recovery for all your towing services. Contact Jensen at 306-9303. No tow is too big or too small. And by 808 Fab Works, the official builder of PunishUM Motorsports. From mild to wild, we build them all. Contact Shano at 864-5880. For PunishUM Motorsports, I'm Rafael. Aloha. PunishUM Motorsports is a Tracy Arakaki Productions.